Hey guys, Joey here for Digital DJ Tips, and right now we have the Numark Mixtrack Edge. Let's take a look at the layout. You have two small jog wheels on the unit. They're quite thin and rise slightly above the faceplate. Over here you've got two channel faders for volume and a crossfader under them. Keeping in line with the slim ideal of this controller, these are really thin, so they're a bit difficult to grab compared to a normal crossfader. After all, this unit measures at only 14 millimeters thick. That's about as thick as an old iPad. Let's look at the transport. Over here you'll find 3 hot cue buttons per channel, and below them you'll find buttons for sync, cue, and play. At the top of the unit you'll find your 6 sample buttons, presumably for Serato DJ's SP6 sample player or equivalent. Your manual loop buttons are here as well as a reloop button. EQs are here at the top of the unit, consisting only of treble and bass controls. They're like thin dials, so it may take some getting used to. They don't really rise much above the faceplate, so there's nothing to grab, unlike in a traditional knob on a mixer. Output controls are made of the same dial with your headphone output on the left and your master output on the right. They're a little bit too close to the EQ dials, and you might accidentally touch them. To add features to this limited space, the Mixtrack Edge basically has 2 shift layers that let you access more functions. The red shift button lets you access features that are written in red on the controller's faceplate. These buttons let you halve or double your loop length, while this enables the smart loop function. You can also delete cue points by pressing the shift button and the associated hot cue button. At the bottom, you have your key lock and stutter effect buttons. The second shift layer is accessed by pressing this blue FX button here on top. This enables functions like jog wheel search and scratch. I feel like they should have set this as a default function of the jog instead of making it an option, simply because shuttling through a song and scratching are the primary uses of a jog wheel in a modern DJ controller. This button lets you use the jogs as needle search style controls for quickly scanning through a track. But having to do that means you lose the ability to scratch. As you can imagine, it can get quite confusing having to press all of these buttons just to access fundamental controls on the unit. I guess with a little practice and spending some time with the controller, you'll get the hang of it. Figuring out whether to use the Shift or FX button can be quite confusing sometimes. You can browse through your library using the Browse option, but again, you're going to be using the jogs, and as such, it can be quite confusing. Obviously, I'm not a fan of multitasking jog wheels. In lieu of tempo controls is the pitch button, which transforms the jog wheels into pitch faders, which I think isn't as intuitive, particularly if you've gotten used to the pitch faders in a traditional DJ controller or CDJs and turntables. All the switching can be quite baffling, especially if you've had a bit to drink and you're working in a well-lit environment and you can't see which buttons are enabled and aren't. Overall, it's a portable piece of kit but can be tricky to use if you haven't spent sufficient time playing with it. At $120 though, it's a cheap controller that you can bring to house parties for a good time. Just don't expect it to be as easy to use out of the box. Check out digitaldjtips.com for a full review.